Good morning, one and all. It's September 16, 2020, a Wednesday. Welcome to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, and we do hope that you are waking up to a bright and cheerful day, although I think most of the Philippines is going to be cloudy this morning, lots of rain all over the country, but that's good. It's going to be good for agriculture, good for at least for the rice farmers. Marami pong nakapagtanim na at kailangan na yung tubig ngayon, baka matuyuan yung ating mga palay. In any case, we are going to have a full lineup today as we invite, if I'm not mistaken, four. Yeah, we have four guests today, and we will be talking first about the available jobs. May mga trabaho po. There are reportedly 10,000 jobs being made available for those of you who are looking for work. And then we will be speaking with the chairperson of the Civil Service Commission, Alicia Dela Rosa-Bala. And alamin na rin natin sa kanya ano ba yung mga types of work and salaries and requirements for those jobs and where are those jobs. Then we will speak to one of my favorite mayors, although hindi ko nakikita itong batang ito dahil sobrang busy. Sobrang busy nitong mayor na ito. I think I have authority to call him bata kasi sobrang tanda ko na, no? And in any case, Mayor Vico Sotto of Pasig City, because I am quite impressed by what I read. Naglaan daw po ng 1.3 billion ang Pasig City to support the education of students and teachers by giving them tablets. Matagal ko na pong sinasabi yan. Huwag na nating gawing kuba yung ating next generation by making them carry so many books to school every day. Marami nga dyan, nasasagasaan, nabubundol kasi nalaglag yung sharpener, nalaglag yung libro, biglang pupulutin, na pala yung sasakyan na hit and run na. In any case, the city of Pasig is reportedly allocating 1.3 billion. Mamaya po babalitaan. So we will hopefully speak with Mayor Vico Sotto. And then, kung kayo ay plantito, plantita, yan po yung bagong term. Nadinig ko yun about a week ago sa isang balita. The new term of Filipinos who love plants, medyo mga seniorly o kaya mga 50s na mga lockdown at walang magawa kung hindi magtanim na lang ng halaman, pinupuno yung kanilang bahay ng halaman, yung mga bahay na dati hindi man lang tinutulugan, ngayon nagiging greenhouse na. Yung mga may-ari, ang tawag doon ngayon plantito and plantita. But there are also now a new breed of criminals, plant thieves, mga kawatan ng halaman. At kakausapin po natin si Assistant Secretary Ricardo Calderon ng DENR. Ano bang klaseng halaman ang ninanakaw? Kasi balita ko, I heard these thieves know what they are stealing. And if you read the newspaper, the Philippine Star today, nasa front page po yun ng Philippine Star. Hindi ako nagkakamali, nakita ko kanina. Ayan, yung Baguio Parks, tinatamaan na rin itong mga magnanakaw ng halaman. Last but not the least, we will also speak with the Senior Vice President, Head of Unsecured Lending and Cards Group ng Bank of the Philippine Islands, my favorite bank, yung kasi bangko ko matagal na, Jenny Lacerna, para makahingi naman tayo ng tips. Kasi I know that some of you are having problems, worries, concerns about balancing acts and how to deal with credit card companies or with the bank. So Jenny will give us vital information for all of you. So stick around. In the meantime, let's go to the stories from the front page of the Philippine Star. Lawmakers slammed the findings of the special task force that investigated the alleged anomalies at PhilHealth. Senate President Tito Sotto said the failure to recommend charges against Health Secretary and PhilHealth Chairman Francisco Duque III left him dumbfounded. Kung di nyo alam yung dumbfounded, tulala. Natanga siya. Okay. Senate President pro tempore Ralph Recto also expressed disappointment. But DOJ Secretary Menardo Guevara clarifies their recommendations are only part of the preliminary findings. Palas also said that Duque is not completely off the hook. Alam niyo po, I am reminded of the trial or the ano bang tawag doon, rigged trial of Jesus Christ. Kasi parang dito ginawa, pero I am not comparing Duque to Christ, no? That would be blasphemy. But dito, parang sabi ng DOJ, hugas kamay eh. Parang wala naman siya, hindi siya kasali dyan eh. So inabsuelto na lang siya. Parang, in any case, I commiserate with the senators because after doing so much work, after doing so much investigation, after going through the formalities of recommendations, ayun po, biglang hindi siya guilty. Ang tanong dyan, if you feel so strongly about it, why don't you go to the ombudsman as citizens and not as senators? I don't know. I'm just saying. In any case, the next news. Cabinet officials deferred in the easing of physical distancing in public transport. In other words, ayan po, in other words, medyo hindi na sila nagkakaintindihan. Actually, nagkasumbatan daw kahapon. Health Chief Francisco Duque III had said that health workers, specifically the Philippine College of Physicians, have written a letter expressing concern on reduced physical distancing, while Interior Secretary Eduardo Año said that reducing the distance is risky. Palas, meanwhile, said that face shields and masks would help mitigate this risk. With all these, officials are leaving it up to the President, Rodrigo Duterte, who would have the final say on whether the ruling will be retained or changed. Ayan po, parang mga bata sa isang pamilyang hindi na magkasundo at hindi naman sila nag-aaway pero hindi na sila magkaintindihan. And alam niyo po, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to extend this commentary given that these are supposed to be the stories of the Philippine Star, but I think it's important that you all take notice of the fact or the points, okay? Why are some people willing to risk the lives of workers, commuters, okay, by reducing social distancing in buses, jeepneys, etc., when marami naman pong jeepney, punta lang kayo dyan sa Laong lang, Dimasa lang, nanggaling po ako dyan no isang araw, nakaparada lang lahat. Marami naman pong bus. Why are some people, the DOTR specifically, pushing for more ridership and not pushing for more transportation? Okay? Why is the LTFRB insisting on prolonging the agony of jeepney drivers? If you are faced with a transportation shortage, if you are faced with not enough rides, don't increase the ridership, increase the transportation. Ang tanong kasi dyan, sino ba kasi ang nalulugi at sino ba ang pinapaboran na sila lang ang pwedeng bumiyahe? I'm calling it, okay? I'm calling it because, there is a point where we cannot remain silent. When the DOTR is willing to risk lives, when they can easily roll out more buses, medyo sorry po. kahit na may respeto tayo sa gobyerno, sa mga namumuno, foul na po yan. Kasi buhay na ang pinag-uusapan. In any case, let's move forward. Baguio City has also reported losing some plant species in its parks and green belts as more plant thieves surface. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources had earlier issued a warning to the public about illegal plant trade and theft. This as demand continues to rise with more Filipinos turning to taking care of plants in the midst of the pandemic. We will discuss more about this matter with Assistant Secretary Ricardo Calderon of the DENR. Nako, yan po, medyo masarap na usapan yan. Kasi paano mo malalaman kung ninakaw yung gamit? Ninakaw yung halaman? Medyo, ayun na nga ba sinasabi ko, ang dali pong mag-plant propagate. Ang libro po sa plant propagation, libro ko lang, siguro mga 20. Mga 20 na iba-iba, mga leaflets, mga libro, how to produce your own plant. In fact, I'm actually now experimenting on Ecuadorian roses. Bumili ako ng 2 piraso lang, kamahal kasi. And now I'm trying to make it root. Manood lang kayo ng video sa YouTube. Marami kayong matututunan. Pero itong mga kawatan na ito, anak ng tokang kayo, yan ang sinasabi. Magparami kayo, huwag kayong mangulimbat, huwag kayong gumaya tungkol doon sa mga ibang mga opisyal diyan. Okay. And moving forward, water rates of both Maynilad and Manila Water will go down starting October. This as Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewage System or MWSS has approved deduction of tariffs for both concessionaires for the fourth quarter of 2020. This means a rollback will be implemented in water bills, and MWSS even said more rollbacks may take place in 2021 as the Philippine peso continues to appreciate against foreign currencies. Ayan po. So ayan may magandang balita. Presyo ng tubig, bababa. Yung presyo ng gasolina, balita ko this week. I remember reading about it yesterday that it's expected to have a major drop in prices also this week. So that's something to look forward to. And speaking about good news, let's move on to our interviews for the day. We have our first guest for the day. She is the chairperson of the Civil Service Commission. Prior to that, she had a stint as Undersecretary for Policy and Plans at the Department of DSWD or Department of Social Welfare and Development. None other than Chairperson Alicia de la Rosa-Bala. Madam Chairperson, good morning po.
Good morning, Cito, and good morning to all your viewers. And thank you again for inviting me to your program.
Mabuti na lang, iba na suot ko. Monti ko na suot yung polo kong katulad yan. Para tayo kakanta.
Oo, yes.
In any case, Chairperson, thank you for giving us your time today. And ma-share lang natin, kasi nabasa ko, itong 10,000 jobs. And you know, a lot of people hear about 10,000 jobs here, 10,000 jobs there. Pero sasabihin nila, naku, baka press release lang yan. Naku, saan yung mga trabaho na yan? So, we decided, ibigay na namin sa inyo yung platform, kayo na po ang magkwento. Ano po ba yung mga 10,000 jobs? Nasaan yan at ano yung mga trabaho na yan?
Okay, maraming salamat, Cito. Itong ating job fair na sinimulan ng Civil Service Commission noong 2018. Ang kasama po natin dyan ay jobstreet.com. So, saan nang galing yung 10,000? Alam mo, isa sa mga requirements sa mga government agencies, bago silang mag-fill up, dapat i-publish nila sa mga newspapers o kaya doon sa kanilang opisina na dapat makikita ng tao. At pangalawa, sila din ay dapat mag-submit sa opisina ng Civil Service Commission mula sa aming mga field offices, regional offices, and then meron kaming create na tinatawag na job portal. So anong ibig sabihin? Dito mo makikita yung mga bakante. So yun kaya doon namin nakuha kasi mula nung January hanggang nitong August 2020, merong nakapost sa aming job portal. Ito'y sinasubmit mismo ng mga ahensya. Okay. So ano itong mga trabaho? Iba-iba kasi C2 eh. Merong mga technical jobs, mga executive managerial, ibig sabihin mga division chiefs o kaya yung mga salary grade na mas mataas, ibig sabihin technical jobs. Like for example, mga guidance counselors sa mga schools, state universities and the Department of Education, and then yung mga teachers, kasi di ba marami ngayon na bakante sa DepEd. Okay. Kung naman sa ibang ahensya, ito yung mga administrative support staff. So, ang wide range ang ating mga available jobs per region. So, meron din kaming nakuha yung mga anong detalyado. Medyo mahaba ito kasi
Sige lang, sige lang.
I mean, kung gusto mo, I will just have a rundown na. For
Okay.
example, in NCR, sa BIR, ito ang mga, halimbawa, meron din silang pangangailangan ng abogad, ng lawyers, information systems analyst, revenue officers, administrative assistant, and then sa Commission on Audit, mga auditing examiners, and all that stuff. So, it ranges, meron din mga science research specialist, register, yung mga ano to, marami silang mga iba-ibang klaseng trabaho. Ito din yung isang listahan namin. Legal assistance, information technology, accounting, budgeting and finance, medical nursing, general administrative, human resource and supply, project development, as labor, employment, and manpower development, statistics, community affairs and development, communications development. Ang dami dito talaga.
So sa madaling salita, Chairperson, hindi ito yung mga JO ha? Kasi hindi ito yung mga jogging trabaho. Kasi,
Hindi. Ito yung mga talagang regular positions dito. Kasi sabi nga ng civil service, sabi namin, what is the best way we can also open opportunities for those who want to work? It's not only limited in the private sector. So kaya nag-isip kami, nung kasama ko yung team namin na in charge ng examination and recruitment and placement office, sabi ko mag-isip tayo kung paano natin makatulong sa taong bayan. Kaya mabuti naman, sinimulan namin noong 2017, konti ang nagsimula, or 2018 na Cito eh. There were only about mga 100 or so ang nag-participate. So ngayon, there are about 499 agencies that participated this year. Okay. So ibig sabihin, dumadami na rin yung demand. And but of course, ang kailangan lang, sabi mo nga kanina sa introduction mo, it's not enough na meron kang napag-aralan, kundi there are 4 minimum eligibility requirements, ay yung qualification standards. 1, yung education na dapat tugma sa iyong papasukan na opisina, trabaho. Pangalawa, yung experience mo. Pangatlo, yung training naman. And then pang-apat, yung eligibility. So alam mo sa eligibility, marami yan eh. Una, merong eligibility na yung aming kinakandak every year. Ito yung civil service exams, yung professional and non-professional or sub-professional. Pangalawa, yung practice of profession na tinatawag dito, ito yung kailangan pumasa ka ng bar exams, medical exams, accountancy. Kunyari, kung ang papasukin mo ay magiging accountant sa isang opisina, kailangan accountant, may nakapasa ka sa accounting, sa accountancy.
Tsaka kailangan CPA ka.
Yes, oo.
Okay.
So,
certified public accountant.
Public accountant. Pag ikaw teacher din, kailangan din pumasa ka dun sa PRC na examinations for teachers, yung tinatawag nilang LET. So, yung gano'n. And then yung guidance counselors, dati-dati kasi Cito wala itong eligibility eh. Kaya lang may pinasa na batas at ang experience mo nung dumating ako dito sa Civil Service Commission, maraming hindi na-validate ng mga appointments na ini-issue ng mga ibang hospitals, ang DepEd, dahil kunyari, kung counselor ka, kailangan kang meron kang eligibility, pumasa ka. Pangalawa, hindi lang 'yun Cito kung ikaw ay kahit na ikaw graduate ng psychology o kaya ang specialization mo ay guidance counseling, kailangan may masters ka bago ka kumuha kasi ng board exams Pati yung mga yung psychologist, dati wala kasi. Pero ngayon, nagkaroon na ng isang batas na bago ka kumuha ng board exams, kailangan talaga meron kang master's degree. Kaya ang ginawa ng civil service, nakipag-usap kami sa board of examiners at ng PRC. At sabi namin, baka meron kayong pwedeng magawa kasi lalo na ngayon maraming demand for psychology dahil sa schools, di ba, kailangan nila ngayon. And then lalo na because of the advent of this pandemic, yung mental health issues ng mga empleyado ay talagang malaki ang demand ngayon. So meron din tayong eligibility para dun sa mga honor students, kung ikaw ay graduate ng anumang kurso, basta ikaw ay summa, magna cum laude, meron kang eligibility. This is under the PD 907. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, meron din pati yung mga barangay health workers, Cito, meron din sila by virtue of a law, yung 7883. Pati yung mga barangay nutrition scholars natin dun sa mga communities, meron din by way of legislation. Meron ding PD number 1569.
So may eligibility requirement para sa kanila?
Yes, kung sila mag-apply ng regular position in government, equivalent to para magiging equivalent lang sa kanilang application sa gobyerno. So, ibig sabihin, pati yung mga barangay officials by virtue of the law, Republic Act 7160, yung local government code natin na sinasabi. So, yung mga barangay officials, meron din silang automatic, basta makompleto yung kanilang term, they're also given eligibility. So, ito, yung mga kailangan din, pero meron din namang kailangan, hindi naman kailangan sila ay pumasa ng mga ganyan. Kunyari, driver ka, Cito, ang kailangan mo lang talaga is your professional license na ipakita mo na talagang marunong kang mag-drive. Okay? Tapos, meron din yung tinatawag namin na skills eligibility. So, ibig sabihin, basta't ikaw ay nakakompleto ng training ng TESDA, nabibigyan ka rin namin ng eligibility. Ito yung tinatawag na CSC Memorandum Circular number 11, 1996, and then another one, na-amend na ito, CSC-MC number 10, series of 2013, granting eligibility to certain skills completed training with TESDA.
Okay.
So, talagang marami namang at meron din yung pati
Chairperson, para lang kita saglit, no? Kasi, so yung mga trabaho, quality jobs. Kasi baka akala nung iba dyan, ang mga binibigay na 10,000 street sweeper, linis ng kanal, hindi. These are actually jobs with career paths in the future.
Yes.
They are jobs that require either a college degree or a certification of competency or skill sets.
Yes.
And ang tanong ko naman ngayon, Chairperson, magkano? Magkano?
Okay. Yung kumbaga, yung salary grade 1, ito yung pinakamababa, Cito. Ito halimbawa, yung mga meron pa kasing mga remnants na mga posisyon, mga carpenter, ang panawag diyan salary grade 1, and then may step kasi sa gobyerno kasi Sito, merong 8 steps. Meron kayong entry salary. So
Okay.
ibig sabihin pag nagsimula ka, kunyari ako bago akong hinirang na isang karpintero.
Researcher.
Oo. So ang pinakamababa mong salary pagdating mo sa gobyerno is 11,501. So yun yung
Teka,
pinakamababa.
11,501 a month,
551. Oo.
51, kahit anong position yan or para lang sa karpintero yan?
Hindi. Yung sinasabi ko, pag salary grade 1 ka, Sito, depende rin kung anong mga posisyon na naandyan. So kunyari,
Okay.
kung ikaw ay isang nurse, kung ikaw ang nagsimula salary grade dito sa DBM na yung salary scale na mga salary grade 20, it's 52,703. Okay?
Nurse ka nyo yan?
Kung ikaw nagsisimula at ang salary grade na allocated dun sa position mo ay kung salary grade 20 kasi ito, 52,703.
Kanya pala naubos lahat ng nurse dito sa mga private hospital. Iniiyakan ako. Sabi, kuya, hindi kami makalaban. Sobrang tataas na sa gobyerno.
Oo. Pati nga din daw sa mga teachers ito naglipatan din. Kasi nga, alam mo, na-rationalize ito because of the salary standardization. Ito yung another trans. And effective ito January 1, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So yung pinakamataas, kunyari, division chief ka division chief ka. Ang salary grade, salary grade 24, 85,074 ang starting salary mo. Ngayon, kung mas matagal ka pa sa serbisyo, kasi every 3 years meron kang salary increase parang meron kang tinatawag na longevity for every 3 years in service, continued service, tatas ka from salary grade 1 pupunta ka sa salary grade 2, yung step 2 pala, step 2. Sorry. Oo.
Magkano po yung salary ng entry level na teacher?
Kung hindi ako nagkakamali dito, kung salary grade 18 Sito, it's 42,159.
Entry level pa lang yun?
Pag itong salary grade 18, hindi ko na matandaan kung kasi 'di ba ang teachers kasi marami sila kasing teacher 1, teacher 2, yung ganon. So it ranges. Kasi kung salary grade 15 ito ay nagsisimula ng medyo technical na ito. Ang salary grade 15 is 32,000 Sito.
Alam mo, Chairperson, na-realize ko lang, no? And I think it's something worth talking about, or maybe in the future pwede nating i-feature. Kasi about a few weeks, mga 3 weeks ago, I remember on Facebook, merong isang vice president ng isang government-owned and controlled corporation, and yung isa tiga SSS, parang pinapako sila, they were being crucified because they were receiving millions of pesos in salary. And the negative focus is always on these people receiving so many millions a year, pero hindi natin nababanggit na yung mga karpintero, yung mga teacher, yung mga nurse, matataas na rin kasi ang sweldo. I guess, we just tend to say, ako ninanakaw lang yung tax money ko without people realizing that we are properly compensating, or at least meron ng tawag ba dyan, living wages, yung mga salaries na yan?
Yeah. Yes. So sa tingin ko, ito yung nung na-rationalize nga yung salary, yung compensation na schedule, hindi na, alam mo, ang sabi nga namin, dun sa mga technical positions, yung mga second level is already comparable with that of the private sector. Syempre hindi mo lang siguro maabot dun sa mga private, yung mga kunyari mga presidente ng mga big companies, mga multinational corporations, talagang hindi mo siya pwedeng mapantayan. So yun yung kaibahan.
Dito po sa anunsyo ninyo, ilan dyan ang national jobs, meaning with the national government, or meron din ba yan ng mga local government?
Lahat itong, meron din mga, just to cite an example,
Yeah.
kunyari sa Region 6, we have Antique, Iloilo, Cadiz. So, this is both national and local government units, including government-owned or controlled corporations, pati mga state universities and colleges.
Ayun. So ang kailangan kanilang kailangan gawin, pupunta po sila sa ano yun,
Jobstreet.com.
Okay,
Oo.
magre-register doon. Pagkatapos, paano nila malalaman yung listahan ng mga trabaho?
Nakapost doon ng Cito Nakapost sa Jobstreet. And then just to let you know that as of yesterday, ang total visits is 3,744,467. Ito yung nag-visit, Okay? This is according to Jobstreet. And then yung nag-complete ng registration is 139. So kung titingnan mo, yung total na nag-visit, vis-a-vis yung nag-complete ng registration, kasi kailangan nilang isama yung kanilang pangalan, yung jobs that are being applied for, para there's a sense of matching. Okay? So ang the top agencies na kung saan maraming nag-visit, ito, Home Development Mutual Fund, Land Bank of the Philippines, the Department of Education, Development Bank of the Philippines, Bureau of Internal Revenue, Professional Regulation Commission, Land Registration, TESDA, in Region 10, Philippine National Oil Corporation, and Department of Transportation. And then the top jobs viewed, ito yung na-collect ng Jobstreet. Administrative assistant, staff officer, revenue officer, engineer, technical support, and then customer associate. So ito yung mga marami nagtingin. Baka nga sa kadamihan Cito, baka saan sila, dahil ang maganda nito, we also made an analysis or based on the submission, we have per regions Kumbaga, kung Region 1 ka, ito yung mga available jobs.
Ayun, okay.
Kung NCR, of course, the number of vacant would still be in NCR. Oo, at saka
malaking bagay yan, Chairperson Bala, and thank you for sharing the information with us. Apparently, yung 10,000, wala, maning-mani, sandali lang, ubus na kagad, because yung mga nag-apply pa lang is 110,000 na, so, or more. So, in any case, well, I think that shows that government is on the right path. It's opening the jobs. It's giving quality jobs. And I wish you all the best. I hope you will continue to share your information with us. And maraming salamat po sa umagang ito, Chairperson.
Thank you, Cito, for this opportunity. And it's my pleasure. And you can just call me anytime so that we can share with you some developments when it comes to the civil service. Kasi nga tama-tama, Cito, for the month of September, that's the Philippine Civil Service Anniversary. So this is not an event for the Civil Service Commission, but the entire bureaucracy. So ang aming theme for this year, 120 years na Cito ang Philippine Civil Service.
Okay, ganito. Gagawa ko kayo let's set a date. Pag-usapan natin yung civil service lang kasi naubusan na ako ng oras. Marami tayong guests ngayon. Thank you very much, Chairperson Bala. We will get back to you right away.
Okay, thank you, Cito.
Yan po si Chairperson Alicia de la Rosa-Bala na Chairperson ng Civil Service Commission. Good news, there are 10,000 jobs available. Most of it are quality jobs, which means you will get quality salary, which means you need to be civil service eligible or certified or with a diploma, and medyo sa 10,000, 100,000 mahigit yung nag-a-apply, rumble boogie na kayo. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, let's speak with Mayor Vico Sotto of Pasig City. Okay, you're back here on agenda, and I think it's about 2 weeks ago when I was reading the news, and nabasa ko ito pong balita where Pasig City allocated 1.3 billion to buy equipment for students, teachers, particularly itong mga tablets. And I had to read it again kasi sabi ko, tama ba yung basa ko? Billion? Tama pala, billion daw. And the team agenda is pointed it out here that the city allotted 1.3 billion. We have Mayor Vico Sotto on the line. Mayor Vico, good morning sa inyo.
Ay, magandang umaga po, Sir Cito.
Okay, kuyang na lang, wag nang sir, Mayor. Okay, matanong ko lang, I am very impressed. Really, honestly, I was impressed na maglalaan kayo ng 1.3 billion pesos pambili ng mga equipment pang eskwelahan, particularly tablets para sa mga estudyante. Medyo napaka-bold move yata nito, and I'm really impressed.
It's something that we did in cooperation with the Department of Education, specifically our division in Pasig. It wasn't easy to do. Marami kaming ini-cancel na muna ng mga programa or i-divert muna or re-align yung funds. Halimbawa po yung traditional school supplies na may mga lapis, notebook, hindi na muna yun. So lahat ng mga available funds namin, transfer muna para para sa blended learning ng mga mag-aaral, magbigyan sila ng mga tablets.
Mm-hmm. Ngayon, ang City of Pasig ay hindi maliit na lugar at hindi ko konti ang mga kabataan. I live here in Pasig, so I know the population is quite large. Is 1.3 billion sufficient to cover the need of the schools, the students, and the teachers?
Yes, it's sufficient kasi yung approved budget for the contract nasa mga 7,000 per tablet. So ang target naman natin mga 150,000 students, lahat po mabigyan. Yung mga teachers naman, laptops po yung sa kanila.
Mm-hmm. Paano naman yung gagawin o ginawa itong procurement process na ito? Kasi alam mo, Mayor, nag-aalala ko, hindi ba dahil nga dyan sa computerization, ngayon gusto na nilang bitayin yung mga officials ng PhilHealth. What safeguards and what steps did you do para walang pupuna sa'yo, walang babatiko sa Pasig City?
So we try to do things as transparently as possible and as by the book as possible. Kung ano yung nakasulat sa procurement law, whether tingin namin yan talaga dapat or basta kung ano yung nakasulat sa batas. Yun lang talaga yung ginawa namin. And we opened it up. We made sure that bidding was authentic. Ibig sabihin, kahit sino pwede po mag-bid. Hindi ako kumausap ng bidder. Wala pong luto yan. Siyempre, 1.3 billion pesos, imposibleng walang magreklamo. And I think initially, nung pre-bid, ang nirereklamo ng mga potential suppliers or bidders, yung time frame, hindi daw nila kakayanin at imposible daw yung time frame natin. Pero hindi naman ako yung magde-decide kung kailan magsisimula ang klase, yung October na start ng klase. Hindi naman po ako yung nag-decide noon. So we just had to do things by the book. Kung merong reklamo, then so be it. Basta ang importante, it was a fair game. Anyone could have bid. And nakita naman natin, yung lot ng bid. Kunyari, yung sa grade school, iba yung nanalo. Yung sa high school, iba yung nanalo. I think that tends to show na talagang transparent and makatotohanan yung ginawa naming bidding. And wala na protesta.
Okay. Maski naman po ako magpapatotoo na napakababa kung 7,000 lang yung budget. Kasi katulad nyo, meron din ako mga scholar, medyo nabutas yung bulsa namin dahil 3 yung pinapaaral namin. Napakamahal ng mga tablets at saka mga computer na nakuha namin. In any case, paano po yung distribution yan and ownership of those tablets? Kasi syempre, alam nyo naman, yung mga tablets na yan, very sensitive equipment yan, property of the Republic pa rin yan at the end of the day.
Tama po yan. But before that, I have to mention, yung nanalo mas mababa actually sa 7,000 pesos. Yun lang po yung approved budget of the contract. I don't have the exact numbers with me right now, but I can post it later. Kung ano yung nanalo, yung prices ng mga tablets na binili natin. Yes, for the distribution, darating po kasi siya September 30, so we start distribution with October 1. Ngayon po, city pa rin po may-ari niyan, end user po yung mga mag-aaral natin. After a year, technically, kailangan nila isolve yun para magamit naman ng susunod na mga mag-aaral. Pero ang importante, magagamit nila to for the whole year. Kung masira, nag-commit yung mga suppliers na meron silang mga service centers. 5 po yata yung service center na naka-dedicate po sa atin. So, I think it's going to be relatively smooth. Now, of course, if you have 1.3 billion pesos worth of goods, 150,000 plus items, talagang magkakaroon ng konting problema yan. It's not going to be 100% smooth sailing, but with everything, all the safeguards we've had in place, the system we have in place, I think it's going to be relatively smooth.
Okay, what about obsolescence, about maintaining the tablets? Kasi syempre kung ipapasa mo pa yan sa next year's students, dapat naman useful pa yan. Ang mga computer, kung minsan kasi limitado ang buhay nila.
Tama po yan, pero sa tingin ko sa presyong sa presyo po ng mga tablets and laptops, even if we're only able to use it for 1 year, especially the tablets, yung laptops medyo mas mahal, pero yung tablets, kahit 1 year lang po namin magamit yan, sulit na po yan para sa mga mag-aaral. Importante hindi matitigil yung edukasyon ng mga bata. Kung magamit namin for 2 years yan, lalong sulit pa. Pero kahit 1 year lang po magamit, I think it's worth it.
Okay, Mayor, kasi alam mo, wala akong knowledge yan sa mga financials ng pagpapaaral ng mga bata sa gobyerno. Nakakamura ba tayo? Kasi noong ko pa kino-complain na yung mga bata, hindi dapat natin pinagbibit-bit ng sobrang bigat na mga bag, mga libro, etc. And sabi mo nga, hindi na nila kailangan ng lapis, papel, eraser. Malaking katipiran ba if the students are now using tablets instead of the traditional learning tools?
According to to the people we consulted in DepEd, in the long run, for computing for the whole year, mas makakatipid po tayo kaysa magpiprint tayo ng packets every 2 weeks. Tapos yung school supplies, ganyan, ito 1.3 billion pesos. hindi ko alam yung exact number if we do it pen and paper for the whole year. Pero ang sabi po nila, makakatipid tayo ng several 100 million pesos.
Okay. I think importanteng madinig yun ng mga kababayan natin kasi maraming medyo hindi nila magets na mas efficient yung naka-tablet ang mga bata. In any case, ayoko pong ubusin ang oras ninyo this morning. Ibigay ko na sa inyo yung pagkakataon just in case you have any updates or any other important announcements, Mayor.
Opo, lalo na kung may mga nakikinig pong Pasigenyo sa ngayon, yung mga safety reminders natin, health protocols, huwag po natin kalimutan na mataas pa rin ang bilang ng kaso sa atin, kaya kailangan doble-doble pa rin ang pag-iingat natin. Ang lokal na pamahalaan, ginagawa po ang mga kaya nito, yung PCR testing natin, magsisimula na tayo mag-run ng sariling test sa ating Pasig City Molecular Laboratory. So, ibig sabihin, bibilis po yung mga resulta, bibilis yung availability ng test na PCR natin, pati yung ICLIA ongoing po. We're doing everything that we can, pero lahat po tayo, merong tungkulin, kailangan po mag-ingat tayong lahat. So maraming salamat po sa kooperasyon ng bawat Pasigenyo.
Okay, Mayor, matanong ko lang, quick question lang kasi nakalimutan ko yung tungkol dyan sa PCR laboratory. Pag natayo na ba yun, up and running, libre na ba ang patesting ng mga tiga-Pasig o may babayaran pa rin?
Well, depende ho. Generally naman ho, libre po namin ito ginagawa. Or re-reimburse namin sa PhilHealth. So wala pong cash out ang pasyente. Lalo na kung may sintomas po yan.
Okay. Magandang balita po yan. And congratulations, Mayor, kasi alam nyo,
Thank you po.
Napakalaking bagay na you have your own lab here in Pasig and now we are modernizing the learning tools of our students. And thank you for your time today and may God continue to bless and protect you, Mayor.
Thank you. Singit ko lang yung ICLIA test po natin. Actually, libre din yan. And we cater to 500 patients per day. Pwede po sila mag-sign up online para hindi po mahaba yung mga pila at di tayo dagsain.
Ano yun, Mayor? Anong test yun?
This is the antibody test po na ICLIA po yung tawag.
Okay.
Free po namin ino-offer yan sa mga Pasigenyo. Yung cost-shouldered ng lokal na pamahalaan.
Okay.
Sa CIO page natin yung mga link kung gusto po nila mag-sign up.
Ayun. Okay. Thank you very much, Mayor, and continue to do the good work. God bless you, sir.
Alright. Ingat po. God bless po. Salamat.
Okay. Yan po si Mayor. Alam nyo, nahihiya ako kasi ayokong ubusin yung oras niya. Dahil kami sa media, kung minsan bad habit namin Pag nandiyan na, pinahaba yung interview. Pagkatulad naman ng mga taong katulad ni Mayor Vico Sotto na talagang ang daming inaasikaso. Ayan, isineset up na po yung molecular laboratory na yung pong tawag ni Ray, yung tungkol sa RT-PCR. Pagkatas meron pa silang antibody testing. Pagkatas inaayos pa natin yung pagpapaaral nitong libu-libong estudyante. Ewan ko kung ilang daang libo yung estudyante dito sa Pasig pero marami-raming bata din napaka-busy po. So pagpasensya nyo na iniklian ko lang yung interview. Alam ko yung iba sa inyo may crush kay Mayor. Alam ko sa inyo may mga nagbabaka sakaling makakita yung kapogian ni Mayor Vico Sotto. Pero sorry po, masyadong busy ang tao na yan. In any case, ayun po, maganda yung sinabi niya, merong Public Information Office portal yung City of Pasig and pwede po kayong mag-enlist dyan kasi para pag nakalista, para sa tiga-Pasig lang yan pwede kayong mag-enlist and then pwede na kayong magpa-test. Okay, magbe-break muna po tayo. Pagbalik, pag-uusapan natin yung iba pang topics. Thank you very much. We will be right back. Okay, you're back here on agenda and thank you for joining us this morning. Ngayon, medyo umpisa na po yung biyahe natin. Kanina nakakausap natin si Civil Service Commission Chairperson Bala tungkol po dun sa mga available jobs. At paalala lang po, no, kasi yung pong mga trabaho na available, quality jobs po yun, in the sense that hindi po yung tiga putol ng damo, tiga walis ng dumi sa kalsada. I'm not saying that those are bad jobs. I'm just saying that when I say quality jobs, kasi marami pong pumupuna sa gobyerno na pag nag-aanunsyo raw, usually pangkaminero lang yung trabaho. Hindi po. Ito po ay para sa mga may diploma, para sa may mga civil service eligibility. Kanya lang po, kailangan talaga eligible kayo at sana po ay wag nating ginagamit yung koneksyon, etc. No? Pero mukhang nababawasan na yan, lalo na under the new normal or under the extreme normal. Medyo ayun po, no? And then we spoke with Mayor Vico Sotto of Pasig City. Now, you might be wondering, why am I giving a special mention to those tablets? Kasi alam nyo po, napakatagal na panahon na yung ating education system is based on textbooks, notebook, paper, pencil, pens, ball pens, and erasers, and backpack na bag, o kaya yung bag na, o kaya kung ano, yung iba nga, kumisan, sabi nga ng iba, parang bayong, no? Pero ang problema po, pasan lagi ng mga bata ito. I am sure that if they did a study on the last 5 or 10 graduates of Philippine education, a large percentage of them probably have deformities on their back or in their posture. Alam niyo po, malapit sa puso ko yung mga problema na yan. Kasi ako, 16 years old pa lang, lutang na yung aking spinal column. Kumbaga, pinanganak tayong kapos, premature. Lumaki pang ganito. Sabi ng doktor sa nanay ko, baka delikado yung anak mo, baka hindi mabuhay kasi premature. Nabuhay naman tayo. Kanya lang, kapos yung pyesa, yung chassis ni Kuya Cito, kinapos. So they had to cut a bone from my hip, my left hip. Mabuti hindi from my rib, parang Adam no? Tapos nilagay doon sa spine. At unfortunately, back in those days, kahit napakagaling ng doktor ko, the late Dr. Ramoncelo, and napakabait niya, yung technology and techniques noon ay iba compared today. So I grew up with a lot of problems, a lot of pain, and I'm still dealing with a lot of pain. So when I see children carrying school bags, so much stuff, and nakikita mong nakukuba na sila, nakakapikon po, nakakapikon. Una't una, marami hong mga estudyante sa mga probinsya, at least I don't know if they've been giving it away for free, but when I speak to a lot of the farmer, mga poor parents who come to me, sabihin, wala po kasi kami pambili ng uniforme. Doon, umiinit na ulo ko. Umiinit na ulo ko doon kasi sabi ko, pambihira, sa Europe, sa ibang bansa, pag nakita mo yung mga estudyante, nakasibilyan. Dito, pinagpipilitan na mag-uniforme. Sinasabi ng iba, identity. Sinasabi ng iba, para may uniformity, kanya may uniform. Kausapin nyo yung magsasaka. Kausapin ninyo yung isang kahig, isang tuka. Kausapin ninyo yung umi-extra lang. Ladies and gentlemen, I deal with this kind of people. I have a small backyard farm in Lipa, and ano po yan? Reality po yan. We should not put unnecessary burdens, whether it is a physical burden or a financial burden on these poor people. And we can impose uniforms and bags and textbook for giving them for free. Tingnan nyo, ginawa ni Vico Sotto, ni Mayor Vico Sotto ng Pasig. Bigyan ng tablets. Kasi alam niyo po, bakit nagagawa yan? Bakit nakakapagpatayo? Kasi walang kurakot. Yung hindi nagagastos na pera, wag niyong kurakutin yan. Ipunin yan, ipamili ng bagong bagay. Okay, now, speaking of pamimili and medyo financial wisdom, let's go to our next guest. Medyo ito po, I'm sure, magli-listen in kayo. She is a financial institution veteran. Bata pa ito. Paano naging veteran? She is currently BPI's Senior Vice President and Head of Products and Sales of the Unsecured Lending and Cards Group. Ang ating pong profesora for the day, Ma'am Jenny Lacerna, SVP BPI. Excuse me. Jenny, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, thank you very much for your time today, Jenny. And alam mo, I am so concerned about so many people who are having problems with their finances now. Yung iba kinakapos, iba walang trabaho, yung isang yung misis o yung mister, isa lang ang kumikita, and nagkakaproblema sila sa mga credit cards. Ikaw ay expert ka na dyan. Baka pwede mo naman turuan yung mga viewers natin anong gagawin in this time.
Well, ang credit cards is really a powerful tool to be able to extend yung purchasing power, especially now na kailangan ng tulong ng lahat ng tao para makabili ng mga especially essential goods. So ang credit card talaga sa tamang pamamaraan at paggamit ay magiging kaakbay ng mga kababayan natin para ma-afford nila yung mga kailangan nilang bilhin at mga pangangailangan ngayon. So gamitin lang ito responsibly at parating titingnan ng kanilang due date para alam nila kung kailan sila magbabayad ng kanilang credit card.
Okay, ngayon yung mga gimmick, mga delayed payments, Jenny, kasi napapansin ko yan sa mga mall eh. Pupunta ka sa mall, bibili ako ng mga gamit doon sa hardware. Pagkatapos, pagdating ko doon, sasabihin sa akin, Sir, 6 months o straight? Tapos sabi ko, ano kanyo? Yung bayad po, gusto ninyong in 6 months deferred o straight payment? Sabi ko, nako, wag mo nang patagalin yung aking penitensya. I-straight mo na para hindi nagpapatong-patong. Ano ba yung mga traps or, well, let's not call them traps, pitfalls? What are the dangers dito sa mga ganito? Ano yung mga dapat pag-ingatan ng mga credit card owners or holders?
Yung mga sinasabi mong ino-offer ng ating mga partner merchants na deferred payment, yun ay talagang nakakatulong sa ating mga credit card holders. Ang mga partner merchants natin ay nag-o-offer ng installment program na 0% ang interest nito. So, halimbawa, sinabihan ka ng isang merchant na ito ay pwedeng hulugan ng 6 months or ng 12 months ng 0%, ito ay talagang walang interest. So, napakagandang benefit at instead na babayaran mo ng isang bultuhan, pwede mo itong hulug-hulugan ng 6 months o ng 3, 6, 9, or 12 months sa walang interest. So, maganda ito, Cito. This is actually a benefit more than anything for our credit card holders.
Jenny, Pexman, cross your heart. Totoo yung sinasabi mo kasi may nagsasabi sa akin, Kuyang, huwag ka nagpapapaniwala dyan sa zero interest na yan, nakatago na yan, nakasingit na yan. Ikaw, I trust BPI, I bank with BPI, talagang zero interest pag sinabing zero.
Oo. Pagdating sa pag-bill ng mga credit card company sa cardholder, zero talaga. Wala kaming sinacharge na interest doon. So, imbis na magbabayad ka ng monthly finance charge, ito ay nagiging libre sa customer. Basta 0% mo siya binili dun sa merchant. Kung anong ibinil ng merchant sa mga credit card companies, yun lang din ang ibibigay namin sa cardholder sa kanilang monthly installment amount.
Nako, delikado itong interview ko sa iyo, Jenny. Baka bigla akong lalabas at bibili ng refrigerator mamaya. Matagal-tagal na ako nagpipigil dyan sa pagbili ng refrigerator. In any case, Jenny, meron bang golden rule on spending with the credit card? Kasi alam ko, yung mga cards, may maximum limit, di ba? Kumbaga, hanggang dyan ka lang. Pagkatapos, hindi mo na pwedeng lampasan. Meron bang percentage rule na as a rule dapat every month you should not exceed X% ng iyong card limit?
Well, ang credit card kasi talaga may tinatakda siyang credit card limit na tinatawag. And for as long as you do not exceed that limit, you'll be allowed by the bank to actually pay if your account is current. So, ang golden rule is that huwag kang gagastos sa hindi mo kayang bayaran. Yun lang talaga ang golden rule. Kahit naman saan siguro, kung hindi mo siya kayang i-afford bayaran, then you shouldn't actually be spending on that item. Yun lang ang golden rule. Spend what you can afford.
Okay, pero what are the warning signs? Kasi I'm sure you've dealt with so many people who, absent-mindedly, biglang, ay nako, may problema na ako sa credit card ko. Paano ang ginagawa ng BPI or ng mga financial institutions in managing yung mga accidents, misadventures in the shopping mall or with the credit card? How do you correct these problems or manage these problems?
If you're talking about customers that are unable to pay,
or overdraw.
Well, your credit limit really allows you to be guided kung ano yung pwede mong gastusin. If you have gone beyond your credit limit or the allowance that's being given to you by the bank, hindi nagagana yung iyong credit card sa tinatawag nating point of sale machines. So madi-decline na yon, 'di ba? Malalaman mo and you will see upon checking that you have actually exceeded your credit limit. Also, makikita mo rin naman through our online channels or most online channels of banks kung ano yung iyong available credit limit. So you can actually see it also. And this is also reflected in your monthly statement of account para malaman mo kung magkano na yung nagamit mo at magkano pa yung pwede mo pang gamitin. So knowledge is also very key, and the responsibility of checking your balances and checking your credit limit, available credit limit, both online and on paper. Halos lahat ng bangko ngayon meron ng online capability to be able to allow their cardholders to do that.
Alam mo, nung bago akong nagre-credit card, may kasabihan yung mga bugoy kong kaibigan, kuyang delikado yan, lapis lang ang katapat dyan tapos nakaligayahan mo. Kasi mapipirmahan lang daw. But right now, what are the dangerous places to carry a credit card to, kasi wala naman masyadong, sabi ng mga tao nga, safe ang credit card ngayon kasi walang nakakalabas masyado, etc. Pero what is the reality? Are people actually using their credit cards less during this quarantine or they tend to use it more?
With the mere fact that the merchants are closed and there's a mandatory closure of establishments during the pandemic, lalo na nung ECQ, the credit card billings talaga in total has gone down. What we see lang is that in certain categories, tumaas talaga ang spending ng ating mga kababayan, like groceries, online transactions, essential spending, yun naman ay mga tumaas. But overall, bumaba talaga at nag-decline din ang aming billings as an industry.
So medyo nagtitipid din kasi ang tao. Pero what about yung mga fraud, Jenny? Kasi ang dami kong nababalitaan ng mga card fraud, online fraud. Ano ba yung mga what are the priority concerns of the bank as far as fraud is concerned?
Well, education is very important. As an industry, lahat ng bangko nagbibigay ng mga educational materials sa ating mga cardholders para hindi sila mahulog sa mga tricks of the trade ng ating mga fraudsters. Unang-una, wag magbibigay ng mga information, personal information sa mga text at sa mga tawag. Dati, puro mga text lang or emails. Ngayon, even calls pretending to be officers of the bank, humihingi ng mga card details, personal details. Yun ay dapat hindi binibigay ng ating mga cardholders. So, ang priority talaga ng mga bangko is to keep on educating our customers and disseminating those information to empower our customers with the right knowledge on what to do when these things happens to them.
And it also helps na BFF mo yung mga nasa bangko. Kasi I've learned that personally that, when you are known to the bank, they seem to have an extra effort na, uy, kay Sir Cito ito. Tawagan natin si Sir Cito. Parang ganun, ano? Napansin ko lang yan, relationships matter when it comes to banks.
Yes, that's very true, no? For BPI, we have relationship managers that are in our branches, and those primarily manages the relationships of our customers. So totoo yan, importante that we build relationship with our customers, and importante yun sa amin para magkaroon ng trust between the bank and its clients.
Okay. Jen, last question na lang. Paano yung mga sunog plastic? Napapakamo tuloy ako ng ulo kasi if a person suddenly wakes up one morning and realizes, oh my God, I have a problem, I can't pay my cards, I have very limited, or is person's out of a job. Diba? Kasi may mga kaibigan ako recently, pagbangon, tawag ng phone, biglang, sorry, wala ka ng trabaho. What do they do? Can they go to the bank and say, can you help me? Paano ba yan?
Yes, most definitely. They can work with the bank, and that's one of the most important thing that they can do. So if they're having problems, wag i-avoid ang tawag ng bangko, makipag-ugnayan sa bangko, makipag-usap. And the banks have a lot of payment terms, schemes to be able to help our customers come up with a payment arrangement that will be manageable for them and that they can commit to. So hindi pwedeng hindi nila kayang bayaran, tapos magkakaroon ng pilitan, lalong hindi makakabayad. So maganda yung conversation that always happens between the client and the officers of the bank. So tama yon. Kailangan pupunta sila at makikipag-usap.
Okay, pagpasensya mo na, Jenny, alam ko na very shy kayo sa mga BPI regarding publicity. Pero ako nang magpapatunay, I will say it. Ladies and gentlemen, meron pong lumapit sa akin na seniorly, elderly, kamag-anak, na nagka-problema sa kanilang finances, sa credit card, because of what's happening, shutdown. And humingi ng tulong, sabi niya, I want to pay my obligations to BPI. I just need a reasonable arrangement. At ako po, ay tinawag ko kay Owen Camayo na public relations, corporate relations ng BPI, at siya naman ay tumawag sa, ewan ko kung sino sa inyo nakausap, pero natulungan po yung tao. So, huwag tayong mahiya, huwag tayong matakot, makipagharap tayo na parang tao, at yung mga tiga-bangko naman ay tao din, hindi sila mga monster. Ayan, di ba, Jenny? I just want to say that I really appreciate that BPI has this corporate attitude of helping its clients.
Yes, that's true, Cito. Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, Jenny, thank you for your help. Naabala na kita masyado, pero at least, we just want people to not feel fearful and to be smarter about credit management and financial wisdom. Thank you very much, Jenny.
Thank you and good morning.
Okay, yan po si Jenny Lacerna, mga kaibigan. At yun po, no, I'm not going to try to make this program so sophisticated, so heavy, so politicized. Alam niyo po, yung credit card problem, pag sa inyo nangyari, ay talagang iindahin ninyo. At hats off, I salute BPI, Owen Camayo of BPI, and Jenny Lacerna. Kasi may pruweba, tinulungan nila yung ali, and the person was just so thankful. And we need to deal with the banks if we have problems. Okay, now, puntahan naman po natin ang ating susunod na bisita, si ASEC Rick Calderon, tungkol dito sa mga plantita at magnanakaw ng plants. ASEC Calderon, good morning po. Ayun.
Good morning, Cito, no?
Yes, sir.
I used to read you in newspaper, but I'm seeing you in broadcast now.
Okay.
And, thank you for inviting me.
Okay, well, ASEC, ang balita ko, ikaw raw yung plant expert, ikaw daw yung authority dyan sa DENR. Ano ba itong mga nangyayaring ninanakaw daw? Kasi I remember about 10 years ago, if I or more, the problem of the DNR were people who were going into the forest, rock outcrops, na kinukuha yung mga halaman na pang bonsai. Pero recently parang nagiging major crime na itong pagnanakaw ng halaman na ASEC.
I'm a forester by profession, kaya we are oriented pagdating sa mga ganyang bagay, from plants to trees. Alam mo, meron kasi tayong yung RA 9147, which is the Wildlife Act. It governs hindi lang yung mga hayop, kundi kasama na yung mga halaman na natin nasa wild. And we have identified ano yung mga threatened species na kailangan nating alagaan at kailangan nating i-regulate. Otherwise, baka maging extinct itong mga halaman na ito because of the pandemic. Maraming enterprise kababayan natin. Hindi naman natin sinisisi. Ang importante lang dito, conscious. Kasi sa tingin natin, hindi kanilang mga ibinebenta ay mga threatened species na ng mga halaman natin.
Mga anong klase ba itong mga threatened species? Kasi parang ang pinaka nadinig ko na lang yung waling-waling orchid, yung banda sanderiana, parang tama ba yun? Sabi naman nung iba, nako, Sito, hindi na threatened dyan. Binibreed na nila yan sa Thailand. Ang dami na nagbe-breed yan sa Davao. Ano ba yung mga sinasabi niyong threatened, ASEC Calderon?
Actually, tama ka, no? Yung mga waling-waling natin, yan ang commonly alam ng ating mga kababayan. Pero bukod sa waling-waling, kung makikita mo, meron tayong mga threatened Rafflesia species. May nakikita rin kami minsan sa circle, mga pitcher plant, no? May mga pitcher plant na these are threatened species at hindi ordinaryong mga halaman ito because from the looks of it, talagang napaka-importante nila. At more common than not, ito ay yung nagagather sa wild. Iba naman kasi ito yung mga halaman na nakukulture sa ating mga bahay-bahay, no? These are basically mga important plant species. Baka ang pinanggalingan nito ay from the wild na, no? Sabi nga natin, critically endangered, yung iba endangered na, yung iba vulnerable na. Pag sinabi natin mga ganun in terms of population and distribution all over the country. Kaya nga, nakita ko rin yung post ng BPI tungkol dito. Ang importante kasi ma-regulate natin ng tama. Wala namang problema kung ang magkakameron ng parang wildlife farm permit itong ating mga kababayan at ang ibebenta nila ay yung mga anak na. Allowed naman yon sa batas natin.
Okay. Wala ba tayong sistema o paraan para i-propagate na laang yung mga yan sa mga farms or facilities ng DENR and ng BPI para sa ganon, yung mga tao doon na lang bumibili? Kasi katulad kanyo nitong Department of Agriculture, kung saan-saan pa ako nagpapabili ng seeds, malaman-laman ko kay Secretary William Dar, namimigay pala sila ng buto doon sa DA. Diyan po ba sa BPI, wala sa DENR, wala ba kayo yung mga breeding facility or greenhouses para i-propagate yung mga yan?
Yung mga ganito po, talagang investment yan coming from private. Meron po tayong mga botanical gardens. Yan po ay kalimitan na nasa iba't ibang lugar ng bansa. Pero sa batas po natin, pwede po silang mag-apply ng wildlife farm permit, no? Para sa mga halaman na ito, we will allow them to gather yung on a sustainable manner ng mga halaman na ito. I-rehistro po natin yung mga halaman na to at para po legal nilang maibenta yung mga anak, no? Hindi po pwede na yung directly gathered from the wild ang ibebenta kasi baka po maubos yung populasyon nitong mga halaman na ito, ma-deprive naman po yung ating future generation na ma-enjoy nila itong mga halaman na ito. Magaganda po talaga ito. Pero kung makikita nyo rin po yung mga waling-waling na ibinebenta, hindi na po siya galing sa wild. Basically, this is a product of plant culture na ina-allow po natin sa ating mga regulasyon.
Okay. Asek, matanong ko lang kasi kanina pinakita mo yung mga litrato, no? Yung para bang, yung ewan ko, tama ba yung staghorn ba yun? Yung fern, yung na sinasabit ng marami.
Staghorn.
Oh, sinasabit nila sa mga puno o sa veranda nila. Ay yung pala, ano ba, endangered na ba yun o vulnerable?
Pag nabi nating endangered, talagang critical na yung niya. Medyo malapit na siya sa extinction, no?
Oo.
Pag sinabi nating vulnerable, hindi na napakarami, na very fragile na yung mga
Ayan, yan. Yung
population.
staghorn fern na yan. Oo.
Critically endangered, ibig
aray
sabihin
ko.
talagang near extinction na yan. Nga kung igagather pa ng ating mga kababayan, hindi nila alam, baka naman maging extinct na itong mga critically endangered.
Pagkatapos,
Kaya ngayon tayo sa DNR, meron tayong dinidevelop na app. Ang tawag namin dito, Wild Alert, no? Yung app na ito, pwedeng gamitin ng publiko, pero na-develop na namin ito for animals, no? From the wild, para yung publiko natin alam nila na kung yung for example, meron silang nakitang picture, pwede nilang kunan, nila doon using the wild alert kung endangered ba ito, vulnerable ba ito, para inform yung publiko natin na importante itong mga hayop na ito. Minamigrate natin ito sa mga halaman, no? Sa mga halaman. Para inform din ang public, kasi kung makikita mo Sito, hindi alam nila alam yan.
Okay, matanong ko lang, Asek, kasi alam ko yung sinasabi mo sa mga hayop, 'di ba? CITES 'yon, yung yung pag-trade in endangered species. Ngayon, itong mga halaman na ito, sinasabi mo critically endangered, kung makitahan ka ba niyan, pwedeng makumpiska at pwede kang ma-fine. Kasi sa hayop, pag nakitahan ka ng sea turtle, o kaya makitahan ka ng piranha, yung piranha, noong ko lang nalaman na isang piraso, ang fine, 15,000. Dito ba sa mga, yung staghorn fern na yan, o yung mga giant fern tree, meron bang multa yan pag nakita sa inyo kung talagang siseryosohin ng DENR?
Actually, yung batas applies to flora and fauna. Ibig sabihin, nag-a-apply siya sa hayop, nag-a-apply din siya sa mga halaman. Pareho lang yun because basically, these are wildlife, no? When you say wildlife, hayop at saka halaman yan. So even yung CITES, ginugovern niya hindi lang yung trade ng critically endangered animals, but it also govern critically endangered flora, no? Kaya even yung mga endangered na ina-export sa atin, they will have to get the necessary CITES permit. And kaya nga hindi pa masyadong alam ng publiko na basically lang administrative and penalty, may criminal liability din. Kaya napaka-importante na alam natin sa publiko, kasi alam naman natin yung mga maganda yung mga wala naman silang masama. Ang problema nga, wala silang masamang intention, hindi nila alam, nagbabiolate na sila ng ating batas.
Darating ba tayo, Asek Rick, sa punto na mangre-raid na rin kayo? Kasi ito, pinapanood ko itong mga pinopost na mga litrato, sa Tianggi lang natatandaan ko noon, sa may Baclaran Public Market, dyan ako noon namimili kasi mura yung mga halaman. Kalabas-labasan, pati dito sa may Quezon City, malapit dyan sa may Quezon Boulevard, may Tianggi dyan ng halaman. Pag pinapanood ko yung pinopost na yan, na-realize ko yung mga binibenta doon na sobrang mura, napakamura. Yung pala mga critically endangered yung binibenta na yun. Magkakahulihan ba dyan?
Actually, ayaw nating dumating doon sa ayaw nating dumating doon sa punto na kailangan natin mag-raid, ano? Kaya nga kami very active yung ating mga wildlife enforcement officers at this point in time, kasi this was brought about by na kung saan nagkameron ng mga alternative livelihood yung ating mga kababayan, hobbyists, para masabihan ng tama. So we're focusing on information campaign. Kaya nagpapasalamat ako na nakita natin, very active din sa Facebook Live, yung ating BMB Facebook. Pinapakita natin itong mga endangered plants and animals para guided yung ating mga publiko, no? Para hindi tayo dumating sa punto na kailangang manghuli pa itong appropriate warning. Minsan kasi kita mo dito sa circle, may mga sinabihan kami dito na mga nagtitinda even mga pitcher plant, which is a very critically endangered plant species na makikita mo lang talaga from the wild. So, itong staghorn fern, napaka-importante nito at sa mga critical elevation mo lang ito makikita. So, napaka-importante na yung publiko natin, basically information. So, massive information drive na ginagawa namin sa
Tsaka lumalabas, Asek Rick, parang nagnanakaw na tayo ng yaman sa gubat. We are robbing our natural resources and then we are selling it cheap sa market, ibebenta sa mga enthusiasts na hindi pinag-aaralan, katulad ng staghorn fern at yung mga ibang sinasabi mong critically endangered, didiligan ng tubig na puno ng chlorine, pagdating lang ng panahon, mamamatay din. Tama yung sinabi mo kasi alam ko katulad nung fern tree, magandang tingnan doon sa Imelda Park sa Baguio, pag dinala na dito sa Manila, makaraan ng 2 linggo, patay na. Kahit nga sa lipa, nakita ko yan, may mga nagtanim, bandang uli, namatay rin kasi hindi nila alam na kailangan pala yung fern tree ay napakalapit sa creek o sa stream o sa tubigan.
Tama ka, no? Kasi may yung naman na yan, for example, the fern tree, may station yan sa gubat na doon mo makikita, no? Hindi sila makikita sa baba. But definitely may certain elevation na doon sila, yun ang kanilang natural habitat. Kaya nga, sinasabi ko, mahirap i-duplicate kasi sayang, tama yung sinabi mo, baka mamatay lamang pag ibinaba mo dito or kung hindi mo naalagaan ng ayos, may certain and temperature na kailangan maintain sila, no? Kung ihambing natin sa puno, yung Benguet pine na ginather mo from the wild, sa lowland areas, pero hindi naman siya o hindi siya bulaklak o mamulaklak man siya, laman seeds yung kanyang mga bulaklak. Ganun siya. So, kailangang ating mga kababayan tungkol dito.
Okay, thank you very much, Asek Rick Calderon. At hayaan nyo, gagawa natin ng paraan na meron tayong part 2 or a second interview na mahaba-haba. Kasi talagang napaka-interesting nitong concern na ito. This is a national concern, lalo na ngayon na sobrang daming plantito at plantita at magnanakaw ng plant. Thank you for the information you shared. I am sure our viewers learned a lot today. Thank you very much, Asek Rick.
Salamat, Cito. Thank you.
Okay, that's Assistant Secretary Rick Calderon. Hayaan niyo po, kumbitin kayo, gagawa natin ng paraan at saka dapat pakabitan ng PLDT fiber, yung opisina ni Asek Rick kasi mahalaga yung kanilang ginagawa at kanilang kaalaman. Alam niyo po, nung umpisa pa lang, naghahanap na yung team agenda. Sila Gab, sila Dijo, sila Arbic, Winona, John, Jen. Naghahanap na sila ng makakausap tungkol dito sa mga halaman. Una na, tumbok kami kay Undersecretary Benny Antiporda. Pero sabi ni Usec Benny, Kuya, anong malay ko dyan sa mga halaman? May mas magaling. Ayun po, merong magagaling na tao sa gobyerno. Kailangan lang hanapin natin at pakinggan natin. And for you, plantitos and plantitas, please, don't be like me. And I confess, in the past, I wasted so much time, so much money buying exotic, beautiful plants. Yung pala, pambagyo lang, yung pala pang ganitong lugar lang, nasasayang lang. Tsaka sasabihin nating mura, pag namatay naman, magmumura lang din kayo, doble pa kasalanan ninyo. So please, be careful, go to the DENR website, check it out, and if you see that it is endangered, it is vulnerable, don't buy it. I don't care how pretty it is, don't buy it. I'm Cito Beltran, and that's today's agenda. God bless all of you.